Good evening. I'm pleased to present the information in support of the financial year 21-22. Please note that our formal company accounts are presented in a format for submission to Companies House, the format of which is not particularly accessible if you don't happen to be an accountant. The information in the following presentation is hopefully going to be much more user-friendly. At the end of the presentation, as members of the company, you'll be asked to approve the accounts, and as Treasurer of the development company, I recommend you do so. As you can see, we received income from a number of funding sources: LCT grants, Garvan District Community Energy Grant, which we've administered on behalf of the Energy Group, and other external funds. Note that the rather high figure of LCT grants this year pardon me, is of course down to the land purchase, which we will see in a little more detail next. So, what has the community received for all of this investment? By far and away the biggest expenditure in the financial year has been associated with the purchase of community land. Fantastic achievement for our community and a huge opportunity for the future. You can see here on this slide a breakdown of the major costs. As a community asset, the land is obviously incurring ongoing costs in terms of maintenance and repairs and overheads, such as making the old building safe, cutting down the old trees and keeping things tidy with grass cutting. And of course, most of you have been involved in the current community engagement work, looking at possibilities for future development. Our operational costs cover both staff and overheads. What you don't see is what goes on behind the scenes. Our officers, as well as supporting and administering our various community projects, were able to attract external funding of £29,000 to support these projects. They really do work hard to bring in external funding wherever possible. During the last financial year, they made a further 4 applications, totalling over £114,000, which were sadly unsuccessful. And, as well as the £29,000 they brought in externally for our company projects, they continue to support other local groups to make grant applications. They have, for example, successfully brought in over £46,000 of grants for the Hall trustees, both externally and from LCT. This year, we've administered the last of the energy grant payments on behalf of Garvan District Community Energy Group, and 146 households were supported. Also, we successfully extended our Green for Go project that now runs until the end of March 2023, working towards 3 key outcomes: home energy efficiency, community transport, and community renewable energy. £102,000 was spent on supporting residents directly, and you can see here a wide range of projects and activities that were put in place, the majority of which are still running, and hopefully many of you have been involved in these. Some of the highlights that we hope most, if not all of you, have benefited from are community flower barrels, fire alarms for the more vulnerable members of our community, and many free events and activities including yoga, Zumba, art, martial arts, breakfast, brunches, and so on. We've also introduced the Community Support Grant, and during the financial year we have received 16 applications for these grants. However, the current cost of living crisis has understandably seen a marked increase in the number of applications we have recently received, with a further 97 since the end of this year. We see this as an ongoing project and hope to continue to provide this support for those in need within our community. You will all have seen the third edition of the Garvan District News come through your letterbox recently, and the Christmas edition is currently in the planning stage. This project runs up to the end of March 23, when we hope to review its impact prior to applying for further funding. Recent new legislation also meant we all had to fit updated alarm systems in our houses, and we were pleased to be able to support 29 vulnerable households with this requirement. And our thanks go to the number of volunteers and staff who worked on this project and helped with the installation of these. Community growing is on the increase, and something we would certainly like to see as part of new community land development. It has been wonderful to see all the community barrels in bloom this season, all around the community. Originally purchased and installed by the Community Council, the defibrillators are advertised on a regular basis and inspected monthly. If any of our community would like further training, do let us know. Although these were bought a while ago, they do still require ongoing maintenance, with money spent on new batteries and pads as required. We've never seen the Garvan District Diary so full. What a fantastic job Morven has been doing managing these activities. Phase 2 is heading towards the end of its 12-month timescale, and it's amazing to see that 1,229 places over 192 events have been taken up. A new application has been submitted for Phase 3 of the project, and hopefully we can continue. Alongside raising awareness of walking, cycling and wheeling, the On Your Bike community group, supported by our development officer, are moving forward the community's priorities around improved paths for our area. Hopefully you all managed to get to the community consultation event that we held in October at the Garv Public Hall. So in summary, I'd like to leave this breakdown up for a moment for you to have a look at. So, we would now like to ask members to approve the 21-22 accounts. A poll will appear on your screen shortly. If for any reason you're unable to use the poll, please use the chat box to say approved or not approved. Thank you for your attention.